So this is me just retelling the story about how I spent my entire night, about 6 to 8 hours, building a chat overlay. In the background, I'll just be playing some solo queue R.E.P.O. Because why not? It's just something in the background while I talk. So how did this even start? I started streaming recently, about a month ago or so, maybe a little longer, mainly for just clips of my friends and me. And well, when it comes to streaming, you're able to add a lot of features that makes the stream a little bit better, like alerts, donations, things like that. But the one that we're going to be focusing on is the chat box overlay, like the one you see on the bottom left corner. And right now I'm offline, so no one should be typing. Yada yada yada. But this feature is just mainly for aesthetics, for maybe adding context to a clip, things like that. But here's where the problem arose. So while streaming to my friends, and whoever else is watching, right? They noticed that my current chat box, or original one at that time, didn't have 7TV enabled on it. And this just means that whatever emotes we were sending that was under 7TV wasn't displaying correctly. And 7TV, for those of you who don't know, is just a Twitch extension that lets you see additional emotes, right? And this wasn't a big deal, right? It was just an extension, or it was just a little thing that we wanted because it would make a stream a little bit more fun. And we had actually worked kind of hard on our emote set. We added a bunch of emotes, all that stuff. So I thought it wouldn't be that difficult to implement. Like, it should take only probably maybe like an hour or so, right? And at this point it was like maybe, I think 11 or 12 at the time. Sorry, I'm being distracted. Yeah, it had only been 11 or 12 at this time. So I thought I was in like the clear. I should be able to finish this and then fix the problem that my viewers wanted me to fix. Not really wanted me to fix, but they were just bringing it up, right? And I should be done. Now, I was actually able to fix it. I was able to fix it by adding or learning about a pop-out chat that Chrome lets you do. So you just type in your chat and you can just pop it out, right? Let me clear my cart and make more space for it. But with this, I popped out my chat. I was able to use a window capture to capture that popped out screen, and then I cropped it, and now I have a Twitch TV or a Twitch chat with 7TV integrated, because it's just a pop-up of my Chrome, which already has the extension for 7TV on it, right? So bada bing bada boom, I have exactly what I wanted. Well, that's it, but it didn't solve the issue for me. I thought that this solution was bad because it required me to open up a browser every time I wanted this to work, right? I had to open up a browser, share my screen, or share that window capture, make sure that it's named correctly. Maybe it's going to be formatted wrong one day and it just doesn't work. And it's just a little bit too many steps, too many things to make sure of works. To make sure that my my window capture was working correctly, right? So so what did I do next? I decided to, one second. Any huntsman, gun guy? Nope. Okay. So for me, I've already spent an hour on this, right? I've already spent an hour working on this, and I already got a pretty good solution, right? So that means, rightfully, in maybe like another hour or two, I should be able to get a better solution, right? And for me, this is where everything went downhill. Because while I was finding that window capture solution, I came across another possible solution that I had kept in mind, right? And it was using browser source, but not in the way browser source is normally used. Browser source is normally used by inputting a URL, and that URL just spits out whatever whatever information is on that URL, right? But I saw the ability to input a local file. What does that mean? It means that I could input an HTML file. And that unlocked the fact that I could do this by coding. Coding an HTML file and then making it read the HTML file and making it work. And mind you, this was just something minor that I wanted to do, right? And now I'm thinking about coding a whole solution as a way to fix this issue, right? And you can only imagine the amount of time that it could possibly take. But for some reason, at this moment, it didn't sound too bad to me for some reason, for once. I don't know why, but yeah. So here I am. And the reason why I focus on this so much is when most people see coding as a possible solution, I don't think that they would take it as their first solution, if that makes sense. Like, they would normally want a better solution. Ugh. But no, I was now locked into that solution because I thought, wow, maybe I should just do this because I don't know. I actually have no reason why, but I decided to go with it, right? So I was actually initially successful with it, kind of. So I write the HTML code that takes a little bit. I don't know how long. And I was able to create an overlay that overlaid Twitch chat on it. Yay, right? No, because it had the original issue from before, where Twitch chat didn't have 7TV, right? So the original issue I had from the very beginning didn't change. Wait, I'm back at the beginning. Oh my god. Okay. So what are my options now, right? Do I continue down the route of coding? Do I stop and, you know, call it a night because it's probably 1 or 2 a.m. at this time? Well, I should have stopped, but I continued. And how did I decide to solve this? By trying to code even more and do more work, which is the opposite of what I wanted to do in the first place, right? So what did I decide to do next, right? I decided to make a whole application, basically, or project that requests data from Twitch and 7TV. And it doesn't sound like much for like developers, right? But man, I had such a difficult time doing it, man. Oh man, that's been, ah, God. But so while doing this, I hit something called a CORS error. CORS. And I'll put up what it means on the screen. But what it really basically means is that it is a security feature that browsers normally have to prevent us from getting hacked. Basically. Getting our data stolen, malicious activity, all that stuff. All that important stuff, right? While researching it, I understood that it was probably important, right? I didn't care. I hated it. It was the only roadblock I had for making my requests, which, if you're a developer, please, like, I don't care. I am not a front-end developer. I don't know, right? So I had a difficult time with this, figuring it out. And so I've been stuck for a couple hours now. Do I just continue coding for today, or do I call it a night, right? And obviously I continue coding, spending the extra couple of hours doing it. Not a couple, 2 to 3 hours later, right? And guess what? I'm able to do it. I'm able to fully display or not display, but get the data I wanted from Twitch and 7TV and format it into a chat overlay. Like, yippee, right? I got everything I wanted, right? No. That wasn't the end of it. So I thought it was over now, right? I thought I had finished. It was about to be morning. It was maybe around 6 a.m. at this time, right? And this is when my friend, let's call them Knight, messages me, right? Along with everyone else who were just checking up on me because they knew that I was probably being an idiot. Probably not sleeping because, yeah. In 2K. B2, okay. No. So, Knight, who caught me, and this is how she caught me actually. I was doing testing for my finished chat overlay. It's not great, but it worked. It showed Twitch chat with 7TV on it, right? And that's exactly what I wanted. Going back to this, Knight was for some reason in my offline Twitch chat, which, thank you for the support. But damn, like, you caught me like while I was being a degenerate and just like doing stupid shit, right? And I'm testing my Twitch chat or my Twitch overlay by just spamming the chat with just like random emotes, all that stuff, making sure that the scroll feature works, the chat was scrolling, the blurs were working, the text was wrapping, all the basic things that you would normally test, right? And while we were chatting, she brings up that she sent me a video earlier about this, about like a video suggestion on YouTube. And I checked about later on, like around now, what time she sent it. This was around like 2:30 she sent this, right? And this is not the very beginning, but like while I was working on it, right? And guess what? I had actually watched it. I'd watched it. I didn't retain anything. I watched it like 2 times speed in the background, not in my main monitor. So I don't remember anything from it, right? So while I was testing, I decided just to put it up in the background, just to see if I missed anything or if all that stuff, right? And while we're chatting too, right? And then I saw it. In that video, it's talking about an overlay, a chat overlay that's already built in onto Streamlabs. And for those of you who don't know, it's like another streaming software that's not OBS. And I used OBS, right? Oh, let me put that in first. So while I was watching it, I dismissed it at first, right? The first time I watched it, because I thought that Twitch chat, or it didn't have 7T integration. I knew that about the chat overlay. I knew that it existed, but for some reason I assumed that 7TD didn't work because my first original software didn't have 7TV integration. And what I saw while I was watching was while he was adding it to his stream, there was a button that said enable 7TV. In both, it was right there. So what do I do next? I stopped chatting. I left the Twitch offline. I stopped testing, and I quickly installed that. One second. That Streamlabs overlay, right? Oh god. Okay. This delays me for a second. But yeah. So, okay, I can sit down. So, I installed this 7TV. I mean, not 7TV. I installed this Streamlabs overlay. I do all the steps he said, but he didn't enable 7TV. So I had to see if it worked by enabling it, right? And it fucking worked perfectly. No issues at all. Oh, he's off of me. Okay, thank you. Okay. going back to this, yeah, it works. I had wasted close to 8 hours. What the fuck? I had wasted close to 8 hours on this. On a product that had already existed. Took me maybe 5 minutes to install. That was sitting in my DMs the entire time. I felt like I wanted to pass away, man. It sucked ass. I gotta go here. One second. Where is she? Where is she? But anyways, so yeah. So what do I do next? I obviously tell Knight, and I get fucking clowned on. Basically, she told me to drop the ego. That what is wrong with you? And how do I respond? I start coping, saying that at least I learned from something from this. At least this, that, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm better as a person, right? But this isn't where it ends. Because, you know, after 6 to 7 hours of coding, what do you do now, right? Most people would go to bed. But I didn't do that. I went to work. Because I decided to do this on a work night. Instead of sleeping. So I'm, you know, energized for work. I decided to work on this before work. Okay. Yeah. So I go to work, and throughout the workday, you know, I haven't slept. You might think that I would be tired, right? Because I didn't sleep. But it was the opposite. I was fully wired in, man. I was fully wired in.
Nice shot.
Okay, great. Because throughout the day, I was thinking about my failures. The cringe shit I did. Where I built something that already existed, man. I relived it every time I saw a Teams message, cause chat box. Whenever I saw a text message, whenever I saw an email, it was the same feeling over and over and over. And I had no one to blame but myself. Right. Let me see what. And this lasted throughout my workday. And this day I was allowed to work from home. So I was just sitting at home, like logging on, doing whatever, blah 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 blah. Well, actually, because I was working at home, it was mainly messages, right? Messages that made me feel worse and worse throughout the day. But luckily, it kept me awake. Even if I didn't have work that day and I was allowed to sleep, I don't think I would have slept. To be frank. So, going off of that, I guess it was a blessing in disguise. Don't know. But I also decided to tell some of my coworkers in simple terms or different terms. Not that I was streaming, but yeah. And they also clowned on me. So for the rest of the day, I also got clowned on for that. And what do I do after work? I get home from work. I could have slept because at this point, I was staying up from 8 a.m. the day before to 8 p.m. the evening now, right? So that's about 48 hours of me just being up, doing whatever. So a normal person would normally just go to bed at this point, right? But I didn't do that. I decided to turn on stream because I have to show off my new chat overlay on the bottom right. So I joined Discord, join in with whatever my friends were doing. And I don't remember if I think I did turn on stream, and I don't think I was met with much feelings. Like, I think they were just like, wow, nice, you did it. And I don't think they fully understood what I went through. And mind you, I think I was also too tired to retell the story well. So it's not really their fault that I was misretelling the story or whatever, right? So after that, and me playing a couple TFT games, which I lost, I think, because too tired, I ended up... One second. Oh my god, it worked. Okay. Anything else here before I go back? Okay. Let's run back here, check this. But yeah. So after my 48 hours, my stream and everything, I just kept showing off my chat box. It's just showing it off, like showing how, I guess, cool and fancy it was. That it did everything that we asked for, right? Oh, is this even worth it? Man, okay. I'm just gonna call it. So I don't waste too much time. Where was it? Okay, it's over here. But yeah. And then I think night shows up in the stream, where I ultimately had to explain what actually happened, because they knew what happened and explained it earlier, that I had basically fucked up and stayed up all night creating this arguably worse overlay than Streamlabs, just to... What the fuck is that? Just to learn that there was an overlay that Streamlabs had that was better. Had all the features I wanted, better in every single way. And yeah. Oh my god, train done. And so, now begs the question. Now that I've slept, now that I've like relaxed and I'm no longer like 2 days sleep deprived. Oh no, I can't buy both. Fuck. I think I go for that. Yeah. What do? Do I abandon the overlay that I spent so much time making? Look what it can do. Look, deface, right? Or do I continue with the overlay that Streamlabs have above it right now? See the one, you see the messages on the side? So what should I do? Well, I think the Streamlabs one is objectively better in every single way. I think I'll probably keep using the one I made. And why? Just because I think it's funnier, honestly. That's all. So, if you want to come and visit the stream and see if my chat box I spent all night working on works, then come and send a message. And hopefully it actually responds. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching, and bye bye.